Alright guys, so you just saw a showcase for my Minion Ravenous Blade Hybrid Huntress build. So I'm going to go over all the deets, that way you know how this character works. Alright, so this build is centered around this skill right here. Alright, so basically what you do, you take this upgrade and that's pretty much it. That's all you need. Like, as you can see, I have 0, 0, 0 and pretty much everything else for the skill. But I have this maxed out, and this deals a lot of damage when in combination with this legendary effect. So Wandering Arrow now triggers 8 additional Wandering Arrows, and that stacks up a lot. So that's a lot of damage as well. Okay? Another skill that we're using with this build is we're using these Shadow Spawn Blorm skill from Ancestral Legacy. So that's actually counts as a minion. Okay, so both this and this are both minions, so we can stack minion damage. So what we do is we take this ancestral tree. So as you can see, we have all this stuff, this, and this. And then we can scale that damage using minion, increase damage. Okay, now this is going to scale up to around 200% because we also have this node here from willpower. So we have 10% increased minion damage for every minion under our control. So we're going to have around 10 Blorms, these purple things. We're going to have around 10 Wandering Arrows. So that means we're going to have around 200% increased minion damage total. Okay. All right. So let's just go over a few things with our items. So one other thing that we're doing to scale our damage is we are stacking life. Okay. We're stacking life and then we're reserving it to get raw damage. So we run this helmet here. And then as you can see, we have this trait here. So you have plus a big number raw max damage equal to your missing life. So we scale as much life as we can. So right now we have 3,200. And then we reserve that life using our auras. Okay, so we have this one right here that gives us life steal. Here, I'll show you here. So yeah, we have this one here that gives us life steal. We have this one here that gives us percent damage taken as mana instead of life. And then we also have this one here, which increases our damage. Okay. So altogether, we're reserving around 75% of our life. And using this one, that ends up giving us a lot of raw damage. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, we're using this skill and this skill to deal a ton of damage while walking around. And then we scale our damage using by reserving our life and using the trait that I just showed you here, as well as this, which gives us a lot of minion increased damage for every minion we control. Okay. Another thing that we're using, of course, I gotta show you this. So we have the Primordial Bowl of Relentless Transference. So what this does is it increases our indirect damage by our skill damage. So right now our indirect damage hits, and minions, I believe, do count as so the Blorms do count as indirect damage. So pretty much everything we have to do damage, we're also we're dealing additional damage through this Reaper. Okay. Another really good effect. It also there's an overkill effect. So a lot of your strikes with indirect damage are going to do more damage after they kill something because they're dealing the overkill damage. Also, this is actually really important. So indirect damage can now leech life and mana. So basically what that allows us to do is it allows us to utilize our aura that takes mana instead of life as damage. Okay, the Black Pact. So right now 50% of our damage is taken away from mana instead of life. And that doesn't matter because we have mana leech. We have mana leech, guys. So we're constantly leeching our life and mana because each one of our minions, so the blorms, the arrows, are proccing the life leech, guys. So this is a very tanky build. It's very difficult to die, especially when we're also using this. So we're utilizing the Thornbite rune with our activation rune. So every time we cast 5 support skills, it triggers that effect rune. And we have a whole bunch of attack speed. So what we do is we're just jumping through maps. And yeah, we're just jumping through. We're proccing the Thornbite. As you can see, we got that shield there. And we stack it up super quickly, guys. And that's actually the main reason why I picked. That's why I picked this class. So we get the tumble, which allows us to speed farm and just zoom through maps so quickly, guys. And then we also get another way to damage enemies with the Ravenous blade. So every time we tumble, we're going to drop a Ravenous blade, and then that'll come back to us, and that'll help with our clear immensely. Also, as you can see from this this item here, it highly benefits critical strikes. So you want as much critical strike chance as possible. So that's why we use this right here. So basically that gives us another 20% or so critical strike chance. We have this, which makes our critical strike chance lucky. So we have 100% critical strike chance. Okay. So we're just jumping around. We crit everything and we kill everything so easily. Let me go over as well our unique items just so you got an idea of that, as well as this. So this is just area damage reduction. It's the best ultimatum in the game just because it makes you so much more tankier. We have this. This isn't really that important, but it's still good because it helps us group enemies. This is actually really good for our tankiness. So because we're reserving most of our life, we get an insane amount of armor multiplier, which has synergy with this item. So this item, basically what it does is it converts all our evasion into armor. So we have so many armor and evasion multipliers through our tumble, through our boots, through other factors, and that makes us really tanky. Another item is this. So critical strikes apply Echoes of Villainous to the enemy hit, so that's just more damage. And then this just gives us a lower cooldown time, guys. So yeah, this is a really good build. It's a speed farmer, so you just zoom